Yo, yo, black man power, black woman power, black child power. It's King Leon X, the human liberator, UBVOA. This is episode 54. Episode 54 of Take Charge of Your Life. Take charge of your day, take charge of your mind, your mental attitude. This is okay, this is my second time trying to get this joint in. I was in the DMV. Damn. I was in the DMV when I first started this video, and then because I had lost my wallet was misplaced. I have to get a new ID and all that. But anyway, listen, what we talking about this week? Or earlier this week, we finished up. On Monday we finished up personal initiative. We were describing personal initiative and the characteristics of a person with personal initiative. This week we're gonna be talking about going the extra mile. All right, this is episode 54. Let me take this. This is episode 54. All right, episode 54. We're gonna be talking about going the extra mile. And going the extra mile is the habit. It's a habit, right? Because we're talking about the habits of successful and unsuccessful people. Going the extra mile is the habit of giving more service and better service than expected to give, right? Rendering more service and better service than expected to render, and doing it all with a positive mental attitude and a pleasing personality. All right. And so this is one of Napoleon Hill's principles of personal achievement, going the extra mile. All right. And so just like any other episode, if I say anything that resonates with you in this video, go ahead, type make the choice in the comments. Again, we don't have to live a lifestyle, or we don't have to live a life where we take charge, where we're clear about our goals and our intentions, and it's real specific and we got it all written down. We don't have to do that. We choose to. We get to, because we understand the power. We understand the power, and we've committed to a long-term journey of enlightenment, to Christ consciousness, self-mastery, and complete self-discipline. So what we're talking about this week is the habit of rendering more service, right? Giving more service than you're expected to give, and doing it with a positive mental attitude and a pleasing personality. Earlier, about 3 weeks ago, we talked about positive mental attitude and 20 different techniques that you could use, 20 different things that you should do to have and maintain a positive attitude. And then a week prior to that, a few weeks before, we were talking about self-discipline. Now, us as adults, we're slave to habits. We're creatures to our habit. All right, and so if we must be slave to habit, let's be slave to good habits. Let's drown ourselves in good habits so that anyway, we know that the difference between successful and unsuccessful people lies in the difference of their habits, right? Good habits are the key to all success, and bad habits are the unlocked door to failure. All right, and so the magic rule in self-advancement, the magic principle in self-advancement is going the extra mile. All right, the magic rule. So that could be the first thing for your notes. The magic rule in self-advancement, personal development, and personal achievement is going the extra mile. All right, going the extra mile, giving more service and better service than you expected to give, and doing it with a positive mental attitude and a pleasing personality. All right, I'm about to break down the QQMA formula, and then we're going to start getting into some benefits of going the extra mile. All right, so the QQMA. Have y'all heard of that before? The QQMA formula. It's the quality of service plus the quantity of service plus the mental attitude is going to determine the space you occupy in your determined calling and the compensation you get for the services rendered. I'm going to break this shit down for you again, right? Because we talking about going the extra mile. We talking about how do we start from where we are from scratch and build fortunes. How do we turn our definite major purpose into its financial equivalent, right? How do we start exactly where we are and evolve and become larger than the space that we occupy, become larger than the space that we hold, so then we could produce the necessary results that we want, right? And I'm telling y'all right now, the QQMA formula: the quality of service plus the quantity of service, plus the mental attitude in which you're doing the service is going to determine the space that you occupy in your determined calling and the compensation that you get for the services that you render, right? So the quality plus the quantity plus your mental attitude. That's what's gonna determine your bottom line. That's what's gonna determine your compensation. That's what's gonna determine how basically the space that you hold. So now I'm about to just go in on some benefits of going the extra mile. Let me see how many there are. Alright, cool. There are 15 benefits of going the extra mile and 3 different action steps to go the extra mile. So this should finish us up for the rest of the week. So for the rest of the week, we are going to be talking about going the extra mile, right? Again, that's giving more service and better service. It's the habit of giving more service and better service than expected to give, and doing it all with a positive mental attitude and a pleasing personality. Okay, the habit, the things that we habitually do, that's who we are. We are, success is something that you attract by the person that you become. What you become is better than what you get. Who you become is better than what you get. The type of person that we're becoming by taking charge of our life, okay, by implementing these principles, by developing these good habits, the type of person that we become increases our space from the center. From we don't have to, like, so me, I get calls every day just about, or emails or something. Someone want to invite me to some school to speak, one of their events to perform or come speak or be on this radio show or do this or, do that. And it's all because I'm just being me. I just be who I am and I just operate in the space that I occupy. I'm going the extra mile in that. So I give more service than I'm expected to give. All right. And I do it with a positive mental attitude. All right. So this is one of the benefits of going the extra mile. The first benefit of going the extra mile, especially if you're in the you're in a job, like some people on work break right now. I understand I do midday motivation. People be tuning back out, rewatching it later, and all these other types of things. But if you just happen to be on your lunch break or you happen to be about to go to work today or something like that, people be going to work. They be trying to do just enough not to get fired, right? Right, the job pays them just enough so that they won't quit, and then the person's gonna work hard enough just to not get fired. All right, and then they think that since they're half-assing these tasks and taking these longer lunches and all these other little different types of things, they think that they're hurting or they're getting over on the company. They think that they're getting over on the company by not doing the task when they're assigned, and trying to wiggle out responsibility. They think that they're getting over on the company, but really they're doing themselves a disservice. Because we live in a world of cause and effect and cause and result. All right, and we already said anything that you do to yourself or anything you do to a neighbor, whether good or bad, comes back to you greatly multiplied. Okay, so people who go to work and don't go the extra mile, people who go to work just to do the bare minimum, it reminds me of this story about this builder, right? This architect, he would build all the best houses. He was known for like 30 years. He would build, he would plan it out. It would be so precise. He built the best houses in the whole state, right? For 30-something years, he's been building houses all across the state. Everyone's 100% very satisfied. He's about to retire. And then his boss was like, hey, Willie, I know you're getting ready to retire, but please, I just need one more job from you. One more job. See, Willie didn't already had his vacation set. He already clocked out mentally. Willie used to go the extra mile, right? And then now Willie take the job. He like, yeah, I'll take the job for the check, right? So he go take the job. And this time, Willie does something different when he's building this house. Willie does something different then he had done something different than he had been doing the whole entire 30 years of his career. Right? This time he used the least expensive wood. He didn't use the best materials. He didn't use the best the copper and the best wiring. He didn't cover it up properly. He really rushed it, and he wasn't thorough. He built the house. He knew it wasn't going to fall down, but he knows 100% of fact it wasn't his best work because he didn't put his heart in it. He didn't put his soul in it. Neither did he even use the best material, right? So Willie goes to his boss, and is like, yo, hey, boss man, got All right, cool. My bad, I was frozen. All right, so then Willie goes to his boss and he's like, hey, boss man, I finished this. I finished. Right, I finished this house. And then the boss says, oh, you did? Really? Perfect. And then he hands him the keys. Willie hands the boss the keys to the house. The boss hands the keys back to Willie. He said, Willie, you've been such a good, you've been working so good here for the last 30 years. I wanted to surprise you with this last house. This last house that you built is for you and your family, man. Congratulations. You don't have to pay a dime. Right? Immediately, when the boss handed Willie his keys, Willie broke down crying. The boss thought he was crying in joy. He was like, the boss thought Willie was so delighted because he just got a free house. Willie was crying because he knew that he half-assed that house. Willie was crying because he knew that he put in a minimal amount of effort to get that house together, to get that house in order. And Willie knew that if he knew it was his house, then he would have done more. If Willie would have known that his efforts on building that house was going to come directly back to him and his family and his descendants, then he would have used the best material like he did before, right? But and so I told that story just to compare people that work their jobs now, who think that you doing the bare minimum at your job is going to get you somewhere. Thinking that you doing the bare minimum is actually cheating the company, which you're actually cheating yourself. You're cheating yourself because you're not putting maximum power and poise and deliberate intention into every single thing that you do. All right. So this is why we're talking about going the extra mile. All right. Going the extra mile is giving more service and better service than expected to give, and doing it all with a positive mental attitude and a pleasing personality. All right. Listen, you don't want to be like Willie, right? Listen, benefits of going the extra mile. And again, if I say something that resonates with you in this episode, go ahead, type make the choice. I see you, Ebony and Ms. Brown. I see y'all in there. But anyway, benefits of going the extra mile. The first one, going the extra mile is going to bring you to the favorable attention of those who can and will provide opportunity to promote yourself into a better circumstance. Perfect example, that story, Willie, right? He used to go the extra mile. He went the extra mile for 30 years, right? It brought him to the favorable attention of the person who could provide opportunity for him to promote himself into a better circumstance. That better circumstance being one of the $1 million houses that he built, that he built for other people. Going the extra mile gave him consistently going the extra mile let his boss, hey, yo, build your own $1 million house. He ain't tell him though. He ain't tell him that it was his house. You see? And that's where he messed up at. But by you going the extra mile, that's going to bring you to the favorable attention of someone who can and will provide opportunity for you to promote yourself into a better circumstance. Okay? Because we're concerned with evolving from the center, from the core. You see? Hey, the second benefit of going the extra mile is going to place back of you the great law of increasing return, right? The great law of increasing return, which the service you render will bring back greater than average compensations. Okay, because we know anything that we do to our neighbor comes back to us. Anything we do to our neighbor, whether good or bad, comes back to us greatly multiplied in due time. Okay, and so when we go the extra mile as a habit, see, it's not like, hey, I went the extra mile this time and I didn't get no special favors. Nobody told me thank you. Nobody told me, yo, I just went the extra mile. I just went the extra mile and nobody even patted me on my back. I didn't even get recognized for it. You see, if you're going the extra mile just to particularly seek that type of recognition, then you've already received your reward. Someone says, hey, good job, and you've received your reward. You see, I go the extra mile because the type of person that I have to become to consistently, habitually give more service and better service than I'm expected to give, and doing it with a positive mental attitude and a pleasing personality, right? I know that my quality of service plus the quantity of service and my mental attitude in which I'm delivering this service is directly going to be related to my compensation, my feedback, and all of the other different things that I just got a text message. All of the other results that I intend to receive, right? So when I go to Extra Mile, it's like seeds, right? It places behind me the back of the great law of increasing return, right? Because the law of increasing return means, because it's like, yo, you could bust open an apple, you know how many seeds are in the apple. But then if you plant all those seeds, you don't know how many apples are in that seed. Like you plant one of the seeds, you don't know how many apples is in the seed. You don't know how many apples came from this one seed, but you can tell how many seeds are in this apple. You see, the great law of increasing return, you place that seed back into the ground, boom. So you paid $1 for this apple, might even been your last dollar or whatever, right? You eat the apple, boom, you plant the seeds. Next thing you know, you got a whole apple tree, thousands and thousands and thousands of apples that you can now profit from. That's how the great law of increasing return works. Which the service you render will bring back greater than average compensations. And so that's going to be dependent on our intentions. So we're going to get greater than average destructive thoughts and results, or harmonious constructive results, depending on our intention and depending on our mental attitude when we're rendering that service. All right. The third point of going the extra mile. Let me see. Oh, damn. Look, see, I'm already at my 15 minutes. Listen, I'm about to give y'all this third point. Like I said, we got 15 points, 15 benefits of going the extra mile. And then we got 3 action steps to go the extra mile. And I'm teaching you how to go the extra mile because people be complaining about more. People be wanting more and more and more and more and more. But they ain't even willing to go to the first mile, let alone the second. You see? So, the third benefit of going the extra mile is going to make you indispensable, right? Indispensable in your chosen profession or calling. Okay? Habitually going the extra mile will place you in a position to write your own ticket in life. Right? That's where we're going to pick up tomorrow, or we finish it off, right? Because giving more service and better service than you're expected to give and doing with a positive mental attitude consistently, that's habitually, that's going to make you indisposable. That's going to make you irreplaceable. You must not know about me, right? It's going to make you irreplaceable, right? And then allow you to write your own ticket in life. And this is what I'm concerned with. This is what I'm concerned with. This is what I do. This is what I write my own ticket. Write my own ticket in life. All right? I take charge of my life. Right? I go the extra mile. Right? Even these take charge of your life videos is a result of going the extra mile. You see? Anyway, this was episode 53. Or wait, episode 54. I'm King Leon X, UBVOA, the Human Liberator. And I'm gonna be right back at y'all tomorrow. I'm at the DMV. Damn, the DMV line so long they still me yet. Oh, whoops. I got the keys right here. They ain't even... Why the DMV line so long? They got all these damn booths and they still ain't called me yet? Anyway, hey, it's King Leon X. I'm out of here. Y'all stay blessed and stay grateful.